Yes, so I took part in a Summer of Love dating challenge with online dating guru Connor Creighton. So it was a 4-week challenge. It started the first week of June. I went into thinking that I would be sent out to supermarkets, asking strangers for their number, doing like exposure therapy, like going up to 15 different men looking for their number and trying to get used to rejection. And I thought I'd have all these different challenges, but actually as I got into the course I realised it was a lot different, and it was very much about cultivating self-love, which I know is very cliche to say it, and if you're single you'll hate to hear this, but if you want to welcome love into your life, you kind of have to love yourself, and that's what I learned over the 4 weeks. So each week we did a different challenge. So the first week we had to start off with these daily devotions, which was kind of either meditating, like going for a walk in the morning, just dedicating a little pocket of time to yourself to help you feel good. We got to know our attachment styles. I realised that I'm an anxious preoccupied. I always knew I was preoccupied with something. So now I know more about, I suppose, how I act in relationships, and as the more I delved into it, I kind of realised, okay, I'm ticking a lot of these boxes, and we went through kind of trauma responses and things that I never would have thought about before. Then as the weeks went on, we looked at like our core beliefs. We had to write a letter to ourselves about that core belief, and then we burnt it. So very much, you know, airy-fairy kind of. I know a lot of Irish people mightn't agree with this sort of thing, but I know for a lot of people that were on the course, they really enjoyed it and they felt it was quite good for them and really freeing. But I suppose the overarching theme that came from this challenge, the challenge was set up to help people find love off of dating apps, and I know there's a lot of fatigue around dating apps now, and every week we would have a Zoom call and people would share their stories and their concerns, and the majority of these concerns were connected to dating apps and how hard it is to find love there and to find real connections. And it didn't matter if it was a man or a woman, if you were 20, 30, 40, 50, everyone has a bad story, and I think everyone is just looking for something offline. But it's really, really hard because we've obviously become so predispositioned and conditioned to find love. Like, that's the first place when you become single or you want to look for someone, you go straight to the apps. So I think that's kind of that was one of the main points I found from the course. And even in the aftermath, I've talked to a few of the participants, and one of the women actually said to me that she's realised now that the greatest love story that she's experienced is the one with herself, and she's in her 40s, and she's like, I've been at this a long time, and she didn't even realise how much more work she had to do on herself and on that relationship. But I suppose like the main thing is, if you like yourself a little bit more, you feel good about yourself, you're going to go out into the world and you're going to project that. And I even know myself, like, it's like if you put on a good dress or put on your makeup or you do your hair, you move about in the world in a very different way. And I think that's what this course was trying to do for people.